Welcome to Island Tea with your faves. Keep it locked in with us for your daily dose of hot tea only on Win Media 98.9.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to Island Tea right here on Win Media SKN. With your fave, me, Azam Bailey, featuring my lovely co-host and producer Jade, Gwenny Gwenadita, CPL Matter Stuart Johnson. And we're here on a lovely Tuesday morning. It is Tuesday, May 10th, guys. And yeah, really looking forward to an amazing show this morning. Jade, you okay?
Yeah.
Lips looking all greasy, like this. Yeah, loving it.
That's not why you said an amazing show, and we already spoke about the whole gist of today.
Yeah, generally that's
Chaotic
that's what's gonna make it amazing. But
okay, well then, you know.
but but guys, I'll let Jade explain to you why she's all purpled out for those of you who are looking online. Jade?
It is World Lupus Day.
World Lupus Day.
Yes. So many of us are wearing purple today to, I don't want to use the word celebrate.
You know, help bring awareness.
Yes, to bring awareness to that very big issue.
Indeed. And generally it's definitely not possible to be in a good mood and wear purple, but just to check in, friend,
said that?
how are you doing?
I'm great. I love purple. Why are you?
That's what I'm saying. It's hard to be in a bad mood and be wearing purple.
Yes, I'm great. I cannot complain. I have no complaints today. Figured out some stuff last night, so we don't want to say happy, but...
Figured out some stuff? Like technical stuff? Like adulting stuff? Like what?
Health stuff.
Health stuff?
Yes.
Okay, that's the right stuff to be figuring out.
Yeah. You know what PCOS is?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well...
So, if y'all see me in here with a beard one day, just know...
It's not that my beard is contagious.
It wasn't by choice.
It's not that my beard is contagious. Wow.
Definitely not. Let me see what's happening here. Who's riding a bike? And why is this something? Oh, is this Mr. Drip on a bike? I bet he said something very, very funny.
Yeah, good morning. Hopefully.
I don't think that's it.
Let's see what we're going
I'm the only minister campaigning on bicycle.
The matter is the only minister campaigning on bicycle.
Wow.
Oh, yeah, so funny, boy.
Things must be good in Nevis.
Yes, so happily he riding his bike.
Things must be good in Nevis, boy.
I'd say ever since that announcement, he's been very quiet. And now we know why. He's been busy campaigning on his bike.
On his bicycle? Look like he back wheel needing some air though, so...
I think he's good, man.
Anybody in Nevis, so yeah, just make sure that Brantley got a little pump, some air in his back wheel there for me, please.
Yeah, please, we can't.
Yeah, we don't want any mishaps.
We don't. But friend, I feel like we should just jump straight into today because,
yeah,
as I said, it's a busy show with lots of Twists and turns.
Lots of twists and turns. Well, I mean, why not? It's tea time.
Indeed it is. So, let's start with some... I'm not going to jump to anything Sinkits right now. I feel like we're all tired of talking about Sinkits and this political thing.
But this is what's been happening, Jade. It seems as though the world has been on a glitch. The world is glitching.
I think so, especially yesterday.
The world has been glitching. There's a lot of things that have been happening that is just outside of the norm, outside of
Way outside.
the expectations.
Matter of fact, everything was outside. Everything was outside.
Everything was outside. Wow.
Yeah.
Except the one thing that was inside.
You know, I just had a thought. Who was videotaping? We forgot that person.
No, I didn't forget. I just wasn't going to bring it up.
Yeah, like, why would you... Comfortably. Or maybe he set up the phone.
Jade.
Yeah.
Oh, anyway, let's go.
Yeah.
Hey, somebody call Carissa Willett. Tell her I apologize to her. I was supposed to call her back yesterday since after the show, and I've just been going.
Carissa been making fun of us all day on WhatsApp, so she deserves not to be.
She been making fun of us?
Yes.
I didn't even get to check WhatsApp yesterday. Yesterday it was just it. Yesterday was also glitching for me. I had no control over yesterday.
I bet even though it was glitching, you had a had a normal day.
Yeah, in comparison to some people.
Yeah,
Let me see
yeah.
what they say talk about it. Oh, this. Let me read this one here. Got this one here. This guy. Anyway. So, guys, this is an article, and the headline reads, Minister Mackenzie wants child killers hanged. Minister of Local Government and Rural Development Desmond Mackenzie is advocating that justice in the form of hanging be meted out to criminals who murder Jamaica's children. In an interview on Sunday at the annual wreath, well, it's supposed to be wreath, but they said wrath, laying ceremony at the Secret Guard Monument in downtown Kingston, which holds the names of murdered children, Mackenzie opined that the sentencing that is currently being imposed on the perpetrators is not adequate. Those that are killed in a confrontation where a gun boy would walk into a house and shoot an innocent child, there is no excuse. I don't know how much policing or how many laws we can put on the books, but as far as I'm concerned, crime against children should be treated differently, and those who murder children should get the capital punishment of death. There are persons who are saying it is a backward step to talk about hanging, but the price that these criminals are paying and careless parents for brutal assaults on children, we are not seeing anybody paying the price that they ought to pay. And as a country, we must take stock and say, are we doing justice to the young people? Mackenzie said. Capital punishment, which in Jamaica is hanging, remains in the law books, even though the act has not been done on the island since 1988, when Nathan Allen, who was convicted of murder, was killed on the gallows at Spanish Town Prison in St. Catherine, where it was done. A moratorium was placed on hanging after Allen's death, and it lasted until 2009, with Jamaica's final appellate court, the Privy Council, ruling in 2003 that a period of more than 5 years delay in carrying out a death sentence constituted cruel and inhumane punishment which violated Jamaica's constitution. Mackenzie, however, believes that a serious approach must be taken to protect the lives of the island's children, with hundreds being murdered in recent years by hoodlums. With the Secret Garden Monument, which was constructed in 2008, now out of space to hold the names of those killed, the monument was built during Mackenzie's term as mayor of Kingston. We can no longer continue conveniently to speak out about the atrocities that are being treated to the young people right across the country, and we are not comfortable that every year we come here to commemorate the unfortunate demise of young people whose contribution to Jamaica can never be measured, because we don't know what it is they would have been able to contribute. They say it takes a village to raise a child, but I want to expand this not just to a village, but to a country, where all of us must become a parent for those who need it, and even for those who have parents, because too much teachings are not overdoing it.
Listen, he said the monument ran out of space, eh?
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like with the issues that have been plaguing Jamaica, he might have a point. Maybe you need tougher punishments to stop people from doing the things they're doing. No man saying you should hang them, but
So I think that is I think there's two questions here, right? I don't think the first question of should there be punishment, long-term punishment and all that is up for question. I believe most people would agree that murder is one of the most heinous crimes, and as such should carry one of the stiffest penalties. Now the discussion comes where you start talking about what that penalty should be. Should the ultimate consequence be life in prison without the possibility of parole, or should the penalty be capital punishment of death?
I think people are more afraid of death than they are afraid of being in prison for life.
Okay, so that is for me one of the arguments that I use against capital punishment. The fact that generally when people commit these types of crimes, the mindset isn't one where they're in the moment considering the ultimate consequence of the action. So I don't think nobody goes like, I want to kill a fella there, but but they might hang me. I don't think that's the mindset. You understand where I'm coming from?
Some might. I mean,
generally, and that's the problem. Like we know this. We've studied enough persons, interviewed enough persons, had conversations with these people, where they tell you, no, I wasn't considering that. As a matter of fact, if it's premeditated and I consider that, what I did was put other steps in place to kind of ensure that I would not have gotten caught. So what it really is that society, we feel that we are the ones who are able to then determine who lives and who dies based on our own value system, right? Now, and this is the thing. Okay. Oh my God.
this is just your friend?
Yes, because Cleo writes, if there's no consequence, no deterrent, what do you expect? Well, my thing is, who talking about no consequence?
No, you didn't say no consequence.
No, but who? Like when is that? That's where you start out. Yeah. I say people. I believe that most people will agree that murder constitutes one of the most heinous crimes, and as such, should carry one of the stiffest penalties, right? And then I said the issue is.
So, am I trying to make it up?
No, no, I just sit when I was moving.
I thought it was your head.
No, but then and the issue is how far should society take this punishment? You understand where I'm coming from? Now, the minister highlighted one of the things that for me is most important when we start having these conversations. The recognition that, especially in Jamaica, based on the type of crime that he's talking about, it signals a breakdown in society. It signals that there's an obvious breakdown in society. So if you feel that you are going to somehow just decide that no, we're going to start hanging people, and that is the response to all the other pitfalls that exist in the society, and that somehow is going to fix the problem, you are sorely mistaken. That is not going to fix the problem. And I'm tired of doing this. Like we look at victims, we look at people who are suffering, we look at people who we don't help to create the issues that they think, and decide we're going to punish them out of the behavior. The thing that created him still exists. Even if you start hanging people, the thing that you did, you know what can happen? And this is the same thing I keep telling the people. You're in a certain society, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or we have incidents of robbery. So what they do? They put up cameras as a deterrent. The people them just cut the wire.
Yeah, they kind of know the cameras better.
The people them just cut the wire, or they just rob somewhere else.
Yeah.
Like I don't understand how these like I don't understand the mentality. That is not saying that the people who commit crimes shouldn't get punished. What I'm saying is you have to understand the things that put people in the position to feel they can commit the crime in the first place. We just don't want to take no responsibility for it. We just want to go like, oh, something wrong with him. The monument run out of space, Jade. It is a societal problem.
By the monument run out of space. That's crazy.
No, the other part that nobody like to talk about is the fact that a lot of these murders go unsolved. So who you hanging? If you ain't catching nobody, who you hanging?
Whoever I catch, eventually, 10 years from now.
Then let's say you do end up catching people. What percentage of those are you willing to deal with being innocent? Because we do know, because of things like discrimination, because of things like you know, when we look at people from certain places with certain things, people from different socioeconomic access to proper representation, a lot of innocent people end up in jail.
Bye.
So how much innocent people you're willing to kill then? Let's figure out what that number is there.
How's that going to happen?
It's going to happen. It's built into the system. So how much you will, and the thing is, these people are always arguing for this. I don't know. Maybe some of them are going to kill people.
Some of them sound like they're willing to be the murderers.
Some of them might be willing to go in there and do it. I feel well justified within themselves. Remember Dexter?
Yeah.
Okay.
Dexter used to be able to kill people.
I only kill bad people.
Yeah. No, you're still killing, man. Bad or not, you're still killing.
No, don't get me wrong. I understand. Okay, for instance, people go.
See that comment? Maybe.
Which one?
They want to put a little twist on the conversation. Are you under the impression that nobody deserves to be killed? Because they're not.
Well, I don't think that I have somehow the. I don't think that that's my right to decide who lives and who dies.
Yeah, I don't think.
Can I believe that someone should lose? I could believe that. It's one thing for me to believe it, and it's one thing for me to then institute that and impose it on somebody else.
Yeah.
You understand where I'm coming from? I could believe what I want to believe. But for me to then feel that, to be given the right to impose that on somebody else. Now, in the case of the legal system, the idea is that, now somebody could correct me if I'm wrong, generally what happens is you are convicted by a jury of your peers, right? So it's not like to say is one person going to come and say, oh, you're guilty.
Well,
and you should kill him.
And that's only if they have like a jury, but sometimes they just have the judge decide.
No. I ain't talking about the sentencing, because that's what I was getting to. Generally, the sentence.
No, sometimes the judge literally decides. If you don't, I can't remember what kind of trial that is, but there's a trial where you could just have the judge. Yeah, but
generally you are judged by a jury, right? Especially for murder cases.
Yeah, especially for murder cases.
Right. You're judged by a jury. No, so it's not like to say, well, one person deciding, oh, such and such and such and such and such. Now, I already mentioned the fact that the outcome of that trial and the decision of the jurors a lot of times could come down to your level of representation and how competent that person is, right? Sometimes you're not willing, but you're not able to pay for the type of representation.
Facts.
And sometimes now, you may be someone who's guilty, but because you have access to the resources, you're able to pay for the representation to get you off. So we see that happening in the system. So my thing is, you can't go, that's one point, where you can't see the inherent flaws in the system and then just decide that we're going to still use this flawed system to determine life and death.
You know how much people in jail right now in saying it's alone innocent?
Okay. So the other thing now that I'm saying is like, yes, you have a peer, you have a group. So it's not like one person deciding your guilt. But generally, the decision on whether to take this person's life or not is held in the hands of a small subset of people.
How many? 12?
No. And the jury don't decide that.
Oh,
When
the
it comes to
judges,
sentence, when it
yeah,
comes to
the
sentence,
judges.
when it comes to sentencing, no, what it might be suggested by the lawyer, right?
A plea deal.
No. It might no. They'll suggest what punishment. They'll make a suggestion as to what punishment they think fits the crime, right?
Or I mean the prosecutor.
Right. So they'll make a suggestion, and then the decision is then made by generally the judge, right? So, like, how?
That's how all things happen in the world.
Now, you may be one of the people who decide that, well, you see, and this is what I'm talking about too. Empathy is one of them things. That person, whether or not they had mental health issues, whether or not they grew up in a system where murder was not only encouraged, not only expected, but necessary just for survival, right? You put yourself in the position, or a loved one of yours in the position. Could I somebody, mother, father, cousin, brother, you put yourself in that position, understanding a lot of times the situations that might have led to the decisions that you're thinking. Because if you want to just decide this person is just inherently evil and just somehow they're just born bad, well, that's one thing, right? But generally, people, we are products of our environment. So you want to say like you go, but you grow up you grow up here, you do whatever, bam, bam, bam. You end up in the situation. You made a mistake, or you just did an act of evil, and now you're sitting there. Do you feel that you would want some sort of? Do you feel like that is the direction that you want the decision makers to make for them to be able to decide you lose your life?
If I would want them to make that decision?
No, you wouldn't want that, right? Obviously, because you want to live,
Yeah.
right? In most cases, because of course there's people who literally don't want to live, and there's people who,
Where's that coming?
so the term suicide by cop, right? So there's people who literally want you to kill them, and so, but in general,
I feel like Bendy whoever Bendy is would be willing to take this task upon himself.
see, that's usually the example that people use, right?
Yeah.
Because we recognize that as being one of the most heinous crimes.
Well, the example in question is comment says some actions in my opinion don't deserve trial, like kids molestation. Grown men who sexually molest little babies deserve to be slaughtered by even other members of society.
The issue for me with that is that you believe that each of our actions contributes to who we are and our character and that kind of thing.
Yeah, and
So you want to tell me you kill somebody in down on the basketball court, right? Yes, in your mind you're thinking, well, this can deter anybody else in the village from doing that. But what about the children them who now see violence as a way to deal with situations that you may not approve of, right? Ultimate violence, taking lives. You don't think that gonna affect them?
Not only that, when you say grown men, there are grown women who also do this. So will you be willing to kill these women as well?
He can say yes. But what I'm saying is, a lot of times we like to look at things in these little boxes. We like to compartmentalize things and like go, oh, this person does something bad, just totally evil and heinous. Let's kill them, let's stone them in, and it's easy to just say these words, eh? But if
to
we
actually do it.
But my thing is, we've seen where that leads in society. You know, we see what kind of society that. This ain't like nothing new. You know, there's a reason we moved away from that society, and because we feel that the actions are any less heinous or any less bad, but we recognize it contributes to a overall violent society, a society which does not value justice, a society which ends up harming a lot of innocent people. We have to move away from it because we saw it and that's the thing that bothers me with this, you know, it's like, I forget this is what we used to do. Y'all forget that we literally lived in a society where on Sunday afternoons you take your child and go watch some lions eat people. On Tuesday afternoon, after you pick up your child from the sweatshop, you go down to the square and watch them burn a witch. Ooh. Like we had this society, like it come like people forget we used to do this. This ain't nothing new. This is the same society where somebody lean up in the corner, give some stab on their ribs and leave and just leave you there. There's a reason we had to move away from these things. That's not saying that nobody is somehow less appalled by the actions of these people. But we do understand that we can't just go behave in the same manner as the people who are doing these heinous things and then somehow feel that we don't possess whatever it is, possess them to do it.
Yeah.
That's one of the problems we have in society. People like to exclude themselves. They like to look at people, see what people do, and feel like somehow that is impossible for me. No, that's a human too. And if that human is capable of doing that, then don't feel like you're incapable, given the right circumstances.
Yeah.
Given the right circumstances, you could get maybe the nicest old little lady there and thing. Let somebody got trouble, she grandchild, you know. You see, she turn into the same murderer like whoever here, and she walk out. Well, I don't care. You could kill me by the gallows now and take your life.
Yep.
That can't be the kind of behavior that we're trying to think. If that is the society that you want to live in, fine, no problem. Continue doing that. But don't try and feel like somehow you're all high and mighty because you just want to punish the bad people. No, we all know bad people do bad things and they should be punished. But don't feel that the things that you are willing to put out and do don't reflect on who you are too.
True. Well, with that said, friend, we have to take a break because we have to jump into talking trash with our friends from Solid Waste. So stick and stay, guys. We'll be right back.
If you say you love your little dear country, try to do something positively. Be a watchdog for the environment. Don't leave everything to the government. We dump our garbage anywhere, lit on the streets everywhere. Our behavior is telling me that we really don't care. Take some pride in your country. Volunteer to clean where it's dirty. Tourism development needs a healthy environment. Whenever we litter, we threaten our survival. So those who engage in it should be treated like criminals. So don't be afraid at all if they call you an informer. Report those who endanger our future. So if you really love this blessed land, this situation demands attention. Think about the future generation. Do what we can to preserve this island. The laws for littering we must enforce. We have to let justice take its course. If you are a proud citizen, you have the right, you have a reason to save this land from destruction. You have an obligation to become involved in anything which affects this nation.
The Solid Waste Management Corporation, SWMC, is working hard each and every day to keep St. Kitts clean. Our primary mandate is to collect household waste while maintaining the engineer's sanitary landfill in Connery. While it is the responsibility of businesses to see to it that their garbage is properly collected and disposed of at the landfill, the SWMC offers a commercial waste disposal service with our Nosy program. We also offer a bin rental service where persons can rent large bins to do community cleanups or other waste disposal activities. Additionally, our headquarters in Taylor's Range include state-of-the-art conference rooms for rental. So when you're hosting another event, consider using the SWMC conference facilities. We want to continue serving you by keeping our environment clean. Because at the SWMC, waste matters. For more information, call our office at 465-9507.
Good morning, guys, and welcome back to Win Media SKN. And it's time for Talking Trash right here on Island T. And of course, when we're talking trash, we are joined by our friends from the Solid Waste Management Corporation. And today is no different. We have the lovely Nama in the studio with us this morning. Good morning, Nama. How are you doing?
Good morning, everyone. How is everyone?
Well,
this
We're doing
morning?
great. We're doing great.
yeah, it seems like the people on the live are in good spirits as well.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Awesome.
Yes.
Awesome.
So I just want to wish a good morning to every single person. I hope you guys had a lovely Mother's Day. I know for some persons it would have been a challenging day, but for others, we were able to celebrate and appreciate and probably feel a little bit closer to those persons that gave birth to us. And I hope no one forgot that we have that one mother in common, Mother Nature. And I hope that we have begun to assess as to how we can truly appreciate Mother Nature. And so with that in mind, I've come up with AAA action plan.
Oh?
Yes, because, it's all good to think about what you're going to do, but you have to kind of put it into action. Right? So, and I believe that change begins with us. And so we as individuals need to do what we must and look at how we can actually participate in making that difference, because we all can make a difference, from the youngest one straight up to the oldest person on this federation. We can all contribute in making a difference, not just here, but globally. So the AAA action plan is admit, assess, address. Okay? Admit that there's a problem, assess the problem, and then we address the problem. So why do we need to admit that there's a problem? Because besides the fact that there is a problem, most persons find it hard to admit there's, even in your personal life, you do tend to find that it's hard to admit that there is a problem, because it forces you to look within yourself and admit that not everything is happening to you, but you're actually participating in creating whatever environment you currently live in, or the environment that, or whatever situation that you're in is not happening to you, but rather you do contribute in creating that situation. So global warming is not happening to us. We contribute to global warming, and so we have contributed in creating the situation that we're in. But we don't oftentimes like to admit to the fact that we play a role. We think, oh, I'm just throwing one little bottle or a plastic wrapper. I am not doing, spilling oil in the oceans. I'm not doing those major things. And so you're thinking, I don't contribute, I don't play a role. But every little thing counts. And so when we admit to the fact that, hey, I am also a culprit, then we can begin to truly address the problem. And so we need to admit there is a problem, the role that we play in that problem. And most of the time we avoid or ignore, because we don't want to just face a situation. Sometimes we make excuses for a situation. So I'll use an example of a relationship. So you are in a relationship.
Jade is, yes.
Okay, Jade, you're in a relationship. But I was talking in general,
Oh.
to everyone. So you as an individual, you're in a relationship. And in that relationship, you're not being treated well. You're probably not in terms of no quality time is spent. There are issues in the relationship. But because you don't want to face the fact that maybe this relationship is not for you, or the fact that you don't want to face having to go back into the dating scene, or you don't want to...
It still gets out there.
Yes, it is. Oh, yes. Oh. Yes, it is. Because you don't want to face heartbreak, perhaps, you don't want to face individuals saying, oh gosh, she just can't keep a man, or oh gosh, he just can't be steady with women. Because you don't want to face all of these things, you ignore all the red flags and you make excuses for those things so that you remain ignorant and in this blissful relationship. But really and truly, deep down, the only person that can truly make a difference is you. Because you're the one who has to initiate it. So you have to admit it first before you can truly try to address it. Because without it if there's no problem, what's there to address? Right. So we must first admit that there is a problem and that problem will require us to change. And oftentimes the change is not so difficult. It's just fear kind of talking to us and saying, no, this is too much. You can't take on this. Maybe you have a new promotion at your job. So no. Having all these new things is not good. No. Sometimes the best time to make a change is not New Year's. It's just whenever you need to make the change. So if that's the 1st of February, if that's the 24th of September, whenever it is you feel the need to change, make the change. Don't say, I'm going to start exercising next week.
Drop down to some push-ups.
Because by next week, that feeling gone.
Yep.
Boy, put some big water bottles in your room and hope that they inspire you to do something.
And those water bottles going to get some mold in there. Waiting for you to start. If you don't start immediately. You need to start when you have that feeling. When you feel that push, that's when you need to start. And so once we've admitted that there's a problem, and that we realize, okay, it's just fear talking, us trying to talk us out of addressing the problem, then we can now assess the problem. Now, some of us will think, okay, we need to make a difference on this earth, so I need to now... I know some persons are going to come for me, and especially I'm going to use Clean Seas as an example. Now, Clean Seas, we need a lot of persons to volunteer for all the projects that are going on. But for example, if you don't have the time or the ability to be a part of these larger organizations cleaning up the seas, the beaches, then you can just participate in your own way. In that, you can cut down on the contribution that you're making towards that. So if you're unable to join some sort of massive organization, or if you're thinking, okay, I have to save a whale or a turtle or something, no. You need to assess what are you doing to contribute and then address that. So we need to ask ourselves the questions. We need to gather data as to what am I bringing into my household? What single-use plastic items am I bringing into my household? What am I using on a daily basis? What am I buying? How much waste am I generating? How am I disposing of that waste? Where is that waste going? So you can then assess how are you contributing to the problem so that you can see how we can then solve the problem. So I want to give us a little challenge. And that challenge is for the next month, every single use plastic that you utilize, any in terms of waste, and I want us to just kind of focus on plastic for now. If you're able to focus on other things as well, that's fine. But for now, let's focus on the plastic. So if you drink a bottle of water, make sure you get that water home and put that water in a big garbage bag. I want us to collect the plastic that we use so that at the end of the month, and I don't mean the month, so we're going to do it for about 4 weeks, and truly assess how much plastic we are using. You're going to see how quickly that garbage bag fills up. And then you're going to be like, oh my goodness. So if I, as one individual, is utilizing, or my family is generating this much plastic waste coming out of our home, then you calculate, oh my, how many households are there in St. Kitts?
Just think about your street alone.
Just your street alone. And then where is that garbage going? If I didn't carry it home and I had thrown it somewhere else and it blew over somewhere and ended up in the ocean, how much percent of that waste is ended up in the guts? We saw over on the Atlantic side of the island where it is, we had some heavy rainfalls and the guts washed down, and the number of bottles that we saw was just, it was disheartening, to say the least. So not all waste that we generate is going to end up at the landfill, unfortunately. There are people who are doing illegal dumping. So some of that waste is going to end up in the guts and in the river. No, do we have? Yeah, we got rivers, don't we?
Yeah, we have rivers.
Yeah. And in the ocean and in the seas. And we don't want that. So if you look at the waste that you've generated and then you take maybe 10% of that, and you're saying, okay, this is going to landfill and 10% of this is going into the guts and so forth, then you can start to assess how much of an impact just you as an individual have on the environment. So we have admitted that there's a problem. That's where we need to begin. We are now assessing the problem. So for the next 4 weeks, collect your plastic bottles. Collect the plastic. If you shop on Amazon, and then some the wrappers, whatever plastic you are going to bring into your home for the next 4 weeks, put that plastic in a garbage bag so that you can assess just how much plastic you are bringing into your household. And then we can determine, okay, how do we solve the problem? And so we're doing this for 4 weeks. And then the last 2 weeks in June, we're going to now come up with a solution as to how we're going to solve it. And in order to solve it, so we're now addressing the problem.
Right.
So we have admitted, we have assessed each individual. It doesn't make any sense. And in assessment, I believe we really need to be individualistic, because I already do not take straws. So telling me, oh, no, say no to straws is like, okay, I already don't take straws. Right. So we need to be individualistic. So, okay, what is NAMA's issue when it comes to plastic? And that's where I cut down. Oh. Right? So if it is the supermarket, then I need to then, in solving the problem, say that I've assessed that I'm not doing the plastic straws, I'm not doing the single-use plastics, but the supermarket is still my weakness. So, okay, this is what I need to address.
Right.
And so in addressing the situation now, what do? We go on a detox. I don't know if I don't know how many persons like detoxing. Sometimes there are individuals who really like detoxing. Sometimes there are individuals who just don't like detoxing. But I think at some point in time, detoxing and fasting is important. And so for the month of July, we are going to fully participate in Plastic-Free July. And so we're going to go on a detox, complete detox. Try to eliminate as much plastic use and consumption as you possibly can. So the straws, the plastic bottles, the bags from the supermarket, try to cut those down as much as possible. We're going to do a massive detox in order to, so that in this time in July, the Plastic-Free July, we are going to determine just how much we can do without, How much plastic can I do without? Find alternative method and then see what from that exercise you can sustain for maybe the next 3 months. So if now I'm saying, okay, I am not going to be, I'm going to be taking my bag to my reusable bag to the supermarket.
Right.
I am completely going to, if I reach the supermarket and I don't have my reusable bag, I better turn around because it's a complete detox. And see, okay, after that month, can I sustain that?
All right. Discipline.
Exactly. So we're doing the detox and then we're going to see what from that we can sustain and what from that perhaps we are not yet able to sustain, but we can come and revisit it afterwards because I believe cutting certain things cold turkey is not always easy. So, and it's not always sustainable. And so let's see how can we ease ourselves into it because eventually if we don't ease ourselves into it now, we will be cut off cold turkey because eventually plastic is going to become something that we can't really use. We're not going to be bringing it into the countries anymore, that kind of thing, or at least not in the same form that we currently are. So let us admit to our problems and don't fear change. Change oftentimes is not bad. First of all, I think change is often good. And when you change, especially if you're changing in the right direction, it means growth, it means prosperity, it means that you are growing to another level. So change is not always bad. So let's admit that there's a problem, address that problem individually. So you need to address that problem as it pertains to you as an individual. What am I purchasing? What am I consuming that is having a negative impact in my country or in my community to the environment? And once we've assessed that, then we can address it as an individual. Address it. Now, I'm always ordering and I always want to have a straw. Do you have to have a straw? No, you don't. So do that. If you have to have a straw, then purchase those straws online, that the reusable ones, the metal ones, or any straw that is not as detrimental to the environment. So if you can't eliminate something, at least find a better alternative to whatever it is that you absolutely cannot do without. And I can bet you we more than likely can do without a lot of stuff because for centuries, if not millennials, persons have existed and not needed straws. So we can definitely do without straws. We can do without plastic bags. We can do without a lot of these things that we are consuming that aren't necessarily good for the environment. We do not, and I repeat, we do not need to address the problems of the world. Let us focus on addressing our individual problems, and in doing so, we will advertently also address the problems of the world. And so don't forget to join us next week right here on Talking Trash, Win FM 98.9. I am Nama, and it was lovely having you guys here with me today. And as I always like to remind y'all, don't forget, waste matters.
If you say you love your little dear country, try to do something positively. Be a watchdog for the environment. Don't leave everything to the government. We dump our garbage anywhere, lit on the streets everywhere. Our behavior is telling me that we really don't care. Take some pride in your country. Volunteer to clean where it's dirty. Tourism development needs a healthy environment. Whenever we litter, we threaten our survival. So those who engage in it should be treated like criminals. So don't be afraid at all if they call you an informer. Report those who endanger our future. So if you really love this blessed land, this situation demands attention. Think about the future generation. can to preserve this island. The laws for littering we must enforce. We have to let justice take its course.
The Solid Waste Management Corporation, SWMC, is working hard each and every day to keep St. Kitts clean. Our primary mandate is to collect household waste while maintaining the engineer sanitary landfill in Connery. While it is the responsibility of businesses to see to it that their garbage is properly collected and disposed of at the landfill, the SWMC offers a commercial waste disposal service with our NOSI program. We also offer a bin rental service where persons can rent large bins to do community cleanups or other waste disposal activities. Additionally, our headquarters in Taylor's Range include state-of-the-art conference rooms for rental. So when you're hosting another event, consider using the SWMC conference facilities. We want to continue serving you by keeping our environment clean. Because at the SWMC, waste matters. For more information, call our office at 465-9507.
Maybe it's the way the brilliant gold liquid reflects our sunshine, or how the bright blue of its label mirrors the clear Caribbean skies overhead. Maybe it's the fresh, crisp taste of this beastly cold beer on a scorching hot day. Maybe it's even the way it brings us all together. But one thing is for sure, Carib is very much a part of who we are wherever we're from in the Caribbean. Carib, it's the way we play. Drink responsibly.
Supermarket shoppers understand that convenience matters. At Hortsport's Value Mart IGA, we know that price matters most. Ample parking and the widest variety matter. At Hortsport's Value Mart IGA, we know that price matters most. Clean, spacious aisles and the highest level of customer service all matter. At Hortsport's Value Mart IGA, price matters most. We've renewed our commitment to guarantee the lowest prices in the Federation. Why? Because we understand that in this tough economic environment, price matters most. Shop smart. Shop Value Mart, where price matters most. Farms Estate Nevis and Wellington Road, St. Kitts.
Price matters most.
Hey guys, and welcome back to Island Tea right here on Win Media SKN. We just got through with Talking Trash.
Indeed we did.
On Tuesday, May 10th. Yeah, of course, Nama is always lovely.
Oh, it's such a sweetheart.
Indeed. She does such a good job. But yes, Gawain, you're going to have to be careful with your metal straws. I feel that there's a way that you could use the metal straws and still have all your teeth at the end of the day.
Wait, Gawain, do you bite the straws?
some people, watch it. Not only that,
I know people that bite up plastic straws.
Maybe that's what he's talking about. Habit. Sometimes people you don't even know you're doing it. You just look down, you just start to pull up and you're just getting all kind of ear, the drinking coming up. You don't bite up the straw. You don't bite up the straw.
Although I feel like you would be very aware that it's a metal straw. But
yeah,
some people more aware than others.
I tell you, habit is a thing. Jay, do you have any habits that you have to
stop?
Yeah, and have to work on?
Some of them I can't sound the ear. But one in particular is me tweezing ears.
So they just do it and don't even realize you're doing it?
Always doing it. They are always doing it. Told you it's because of that thing that I spoke about this morning. Yeah. I'm a picker, as they call it.
Oh, there's a term for that? Wow. I'm trying to figure out what my habits are.
We can't say them on the ear. Those can't be said on the ear, friend.
What going on in it?
Oh, somebody outside.
Yeah, like somebody's drilling, but they realize like there's a studio in there.
I don't think so.
Guys, we apologize. The young open the window telling me gotta wait till after 10. Wow. Guys, this is Sinkits, and these things happen. This is what happens when you do a live show, you know, guys. When you do a live show, things like this happen. The unexplained. Jade, show down the back up. Okay. Yeah, so. Wait. Okay, Witty, you're playing rough right now. Yeah, but guys, let's get back to the show here. We've been talking earlier about the fact that there's just so much weird things that have been happening all across the world, and we spoke about, of course, the issue of capital punishment. Which one you want to talk about, Jade? You want to talk about the resolution of no confidence? You want to talk about this issue at the Sandals resort?
Yes.
Okay, let's talk about that one. Because there's so much things happening. Have you been following what's happening in Sri Lanka? Sri Lanka?
Yeah, usually, I mean, most of the world is, so, you know, that wasn't really.
They're burning down, like, government official homes.
Let's talk about that one after. Let's talk about Sandals first.
Let's talk about Sandals.
Mm-hmm.
So the headline here reads, Americans found dead at Sandals Emerald Bay Resort, formerly identified. It could take several weeks before the families of 3 Americans who were found dead at the Sandals Emerald Bay Resort in Exuma, the Bahamas last Friday, know exactly what killed them. Police Commissioner Paul Rowley made this revelation as he told the media that samples are being collected from their bodies and villas to send to a laboratory in Pennsylvania, USA, for a toxicology report. The lab has assured us that they will be able to complete the examination and results within 7 days, the commissioner said, while noting that he is making arrangements for the samples to leave by tomorrow. Once we get the report back from the lab, then the doctor will complete the pathologist report, and that could take another couple of weeks. The commissioner identified the deceased as Tennessee resident Robbie Phillips, age 65, Michael Phillips, 68, and Florida resident Vincent Chiarella, age 64. Chiarella's wife, Donis, who was reportedly found in a paralyzed state at their rented villa, survived the incident, and she is currently being treated in Florida. An initial investigation by police has ruled out foul play in the deaths. When asked what he thought may have led to the deaths, the commissioner said he did not want to speculate.
So, you said he ruled out foul play?
Ruled out foul play.
So 4 people at one resort, 3 died, 1 paralyzed, but no foul play.
Yeah, I mean, I think I know what the issue is. But what you think happened, Jade?
What this was like a suicide pact? What is?
No, seriously, what do you think might have happened?
Well, if there's no foul play, I don't know.
Because we aren't involved in the investigation, so we can speculate.
Yeah, that's true. Let me see. What could cause 3 out of 4 people to die and 1 to be paralyzed?
I know exactly what it is, Jade.
Well, the only thing I could come up with is a suicide pact, honestly.
Bad drugs.
Oh.
Bad drugs.
But that's foul play?
It's not foul play, Jay. Like, it's not.
How is foul play? But
when they say foul play, they mean they mean like an outside party, against their will, put them in a position.
Intentionally.
Yeah. It's drugs.
I see. Yeah.
But that's why they're waiting on the toxicology report.
Somebody else said drugs though.
Drugs.
Everybody saying drugs. Wow.
Like, okay, let me explain something to you, right? And this is something that we're gonna have to really be aware of. Right now, there is a lot of persons who are mixing the drugs with all sorts of harmful chemicals, right? Fentanyl right now is the one that is...
That they're cleaning up people.
Yeah. I'll give you an example, Jade. Like most people know, I traveled recently.
Bruh.
What is... People that traveled recently. And I met this couple, and they were really enjoying themselves, Jade. No, don't get me.
Having the time of their life?
Don't get me wrong. I am not one who is like my personal preference isn't recreational drug use. Wow.
Everybody beware, you better prepare. Disaster can happen anytime, anywhere. Everybody beware, you better prepare. Disaster can happen anytime, anywhere.
Why prepare a disaster plan? The Caribbean is vulnerable to the effects of many hazards. We're directly in the path of hurricanes, earthquakes, and tsunamis. Many of us live with volcanoes at our back doors. This doesn't mean that we should live in constant fear, nor does it mean we should be too relaxed. Instead, we should prepare ourselves so that when disaster does strike, we will reduce the damage it can do to us. For more information, contact NEMA at 466-5100.
Everybody beware, you better prepare. Disaster can happen anytime, anywhere. Everybody beware, you better prepare.
Hey guys, welcome back to LNT. We
just have to expect the unexpected.
Expect the unexpected by... Yeah, the man just literally decided he can just drill through the entire building. But yeah, as I was saying before the break, Jade, like...
Drugs, yes. We're talking about drugs.
We're talking about drugs. And
please, not weed.
I tell you, he got to school now. He must got to school, Jade.
He done it, huh?
Don't know how he ain't done. He just drill a hole in the building and has left it. And you could tell he tried to do it soft, like. But anyway.
Oh dear.
But what I'm saying is that I met some persons at the resort that I was staying at.
And you went on a drug binge?
No.
Oh, I thought this is where this was going to.
No. Like I said, I personally am a big recreational drug user myself.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't necessarily, get on people back about it.
Mm-hmm. Let adults do what they want.
I don't think you just let adults do what they want. Because there's always, no matter what the action is, there's always consequences. And of course, now the consequences a lot of time don't only affect you. So I'm not really on the boat, but
no.
But what I'm saying is, so I met these people, and from the first day I met them, I knew that, for want of a better term, they were drugged out of their mind.
Oh.
A lovely couple.
Lovely. Listen.
Telling me they were there on their honeymoon.
What type of drugs do you think they was doing?
I think it was a cocktail.
Oh.
I think it was a cocktail because depending on the day, they up, they down. Sometimes the husband up, sometimes the wife down, sometimes the wife up.
Maybe
so they were playing drug tag. They're playing drug tag. Definitely some Mali was in there because they were very loving.
Oh, that's what Mali does it to you? I've heard.
Yeah. But like this is the issue I was having. They go to a random place, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're staying on the 3rd floor of this thing with a balcony.
Mm-hmm.
Because they were staying right above me. The first day I met them, the dude was just like, hey man, are you local? Are you from here? Oh my God. It's lovely, it's beautiful. Oh my God.
This is your white people drug accent.
That's exactly how we sounded, Jane. That's exactly how I actually surprised myself how spot on I was. Down to the afterwards. So I tell the guy, like, no, I'm not from here, but he said, oh man, I see this carnival happening. Is it cool? Are they cool? I say, what do you mean? I say, it's fun. Like, you should come down. He was walking distance. I say, hey man, it's like a 10-minute walk. You know, come down. It starts at about 8 o'clock. There's a lot of food stalls. You get a lot of local food. It's perfect if you're looking for local, fair food and stuff like that. That's a good place to go. He goes, okay, nice, but are they cool though? I said, what are you talking about? I mean, I'm here. I'm a honeymoon. I don't want to get arrested, man. Like,
AKA, are doing something illegal? Can I just freely walk through the place with whatever illegal?
So I say, man, everybody all right. Nobody watching nobody. There's thousands of people there, and nobody watching anything. He's like, all right, good.
He's not like he plans to take over the country.
So that's the first day. The second day, I go to the pool to eat breakfast, and this time, the guy is there now, by himself. He comes up to me. Of course, he doesn't remember that he spoke to me just a few hours earlier.
Of course not.
And he goes, hey, man, where you from? I'm from Detroit. Oh, you got any weed?
Why, because he's a Rasta man?
But that's usual. That's usual. I usually get a question, because usually there'll just be somebody hanging around the pool who you might be able to cop something from to help you ease with your glaucoma. With your glaucoma. Yeah, they'll be very disappointed.
Yeah, I could imagine.
And they tend to apologize profusely.
Because they feel they label you as...
Yeah.
Just because you have locks, they feel like they labeled you as a drug user.
So then now, the issue for me is that the guy obviously, by this time, the left side of his face isn't functioning properly.
It's like having a stroke?
Yeah, kind of like this. It's like, yeah.
Sorry.
No, the man here on his honeymoon, Jade.
Hey, I know he remember it.
Remember what?
I know he remember it.
By the third day, he's recounting some incident where apparently somebody pulled a gun on him. But it was cool. It was cool. It was cool.
Yo.
And I'm like, nobody pulled a gun on you.
Like, it was, though?
Whatever you hallucinated, sir. Like,
probably was on some shrooms by.
At one point, he was leaving the pool and slipped into the pool. Luckily, it was the shallow end and he was by the steps. But these are the kind of things that I keep saying. That is, and who gonna be liable? The hotel.
Yeah.
The family gonna want to know why isn't there this and why isn't
the pool didn't have an anti-slip mat or something by the edge. Yeah. And they may not. The family members out here doing every drug they could get their hands on.
Let me tell you something, Jade. What happens is that these people go out to have a good time, and part of having a good time for them is,
not remembering that good time.
Yeah, partaking in these things. And again, more power to you. But you have to understand that there's inherent risk that come along with that. There's inherent risk that come along with that, because these people here, once they get the money, they're gone, especially for the tourists. You ain't gonna remember who sell you that. You ain't gonna remember where you went. You never seen that person again.
Well, to me, like for you to go to a foreign country and just be like, I'm gonna just buy drugs from a random person.
Trusting.
Whew.
No, the question you got to ask yourself is, should they be allowed to just bring it? From the trusted dealer?
I mean, that's illegal.
But I know people do it.
Yeah, they sneak it into countries all the time.
Yeah, people come from the US all the time with their party drugs.
But then the problem is, even if they come with it and an incident happens, you can't. It's hard for you to prove that's what happened. Sometimes.
Yeah, but
especially in the countries that they're in.
They put people in these funny positions.
Yeah, because no, I just
listen. Look at the expense that got to be paid by the Bahamas government just to try and come up with some kind of. You think the Pennsylvania lab toxicology report ain't free,
Nope.
FedEx saying doing them a blind and set it up the samples,
Definitely won't. They have to now go get these people's bodies back to their families and all kind of story, all because these people decided, let me go do the most drugs in somebody foreign country. Leave that behavior in your house. If you want to do your drugs, if you want to do whatever substances, do it in your house. Don't come to people's countries and do these things, because now other people before, and you know how people are, they don't read, they don't try to figure out the truth. So now everybody looking at the story as something happening in the Bahamas.
Yep.
And not that the people them was in the Bahamas doing drugs and died.
So let me ask you a question. How do you combat that? Or you just walk out? If you're in tourism, this is just part and parcel.
Listen.
Because there's some countries that tend to go they go two ways. One way is there's this unspoken rule that, hey, whatever you do here, man, it's fine, have fun. Especially on the resort. Jamaica. Why do I put it on the resort?
Jamaica.
It's fine. It's all good. We'll try and make it as safe for you as possible.
Mm-hmm.
There's some places like, let's say, Singapore, where there's a Jade. When you enter Singapore, right?
There's a bit that say, listen, last chance.
Last chance. Whatever
Put your
you got,
drugs in here.
there's a list of things, and they say if you have any of these things, straight in here, nobody watching your face. But once you pass this point, you're probably gonna get flogged, hanged, or worse. Bear in mind,
locked up abroad is a real thing, eh?
Apparently, there's something worse than hanging. So, like, they're hanged or worse.
That's what is saying. Say hanged or worse? What's worse? Worse?
I don't want to find out. I don't.
That's what scared me to try it. Even if it's a paracetamol, I would try to the garbage.
Let me tell you something, Jade. And people just pass the line with the things them still.
They care about their life as in.
People just pass the things, and then remember. I mean, if you remember, you had a couple of years ago, they had some American guys.
Usual them.
And they had smuggled some. I think it might have just been Mali or something. And they catch them with whatever. I might have been weed or something they're smuggling. And they tried to basically appeal to the U.S. government to speak on their behalf and all of that and thing. But
the U.S. who sent you? I will decide. How are you decide?
So what would be your suggestion as to how we deal with these kind of things in the Caribbean?
It's a hard one.
This is a drug-free zone, or this is
that could never happen. We don't grow drugs on here, allegedly. I mean, we don't really class it as that type of drug, but you know. Yeah. But that's a hard one.
Yeah, but you see what happens is it puts. See, this is why I keep telling people we need to decriminalize all of these things.
Yeah, because if you decriminalize it, people have less of an incentive to try to use it.
No.
They use it
safely. That's the thing for me.
Safer. I don't know if you could use it safely.
Yeah, but safer.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Because no,
if you could go to the front desk, right? If you could go to the front desk of your resort after you just done cop some substance from your friendly beach guy,
friendly neighborhood,
and you went back to your hotel room, you stop by the front desk, and you get a little test kit to make sure that it's all good. You don't have any weird fentanyl, any other substances that might harm you, give you an unexpected result.
Not only that, imagine going to a resort and there's a directory where you can get the safe drugs from. Trusted dealers who they know.
Let me tell you something.
Will not
right?
harm you.
This is exactly why we're going back to the same topic we started with.
Which one?
About capital punishment. It don't matter what you all do to the drug dealers, the drug users, etc. People gonna use it. You could institute whatever type of. We just say the people just have the sign that say we will kill you if you pass here with the drugs. You know what people do? Pass here with the drugs.
Yeah. What's saying I do? What's supposed to be?
Yes, exactly. People just do it.
Yeah. As cigarettes literally have a sign that says smoking kills on the box and people just buy them in packs. Literally says.
Not even one.
Packs.
Cartons.
It says smoking kills in bold. That can't say it. Bold letters.
That is why when people say about, we got to the, I'll be like, y'all understand human nature?
No, they're going to do it still, man.
Y'all understand human nature?
They're going to do it. One thing humans going to do is do it still. Tell them don't do it, and they're going to do it still. Tell them how bad it is for you, they're going to do it still.
Let me tell you something. I think Brandon's trying to get attention, Jade. But this is a big discussion that we're gonna have to have, because we trying to, not only that, especially the reason why I think this is so important for us to discuss is because we at a place now in St. Kitts Nevis where we are very clear about the fact that we are trying to attract more and more stayover visitors.
As if this could have been us.
Easily. Now, bear in mind, guys, we don't know what happened to the people. They might come out and say that there was some foul play. We don't know.
Well,
but based on our speculation, we're just pushing the conversation forward.
Yeah, and based on the fact that he said there was no foul play.
And they're waiting for a toxicology report.
Toxicology is a big... Yeah, how I missed that part? How I missed that big, important word? Toxicology does usually mean...
But Jade, what happening is that we are now seeing more and more people who are dying not only from drug overdoses, but dying as a result of taking drugs that are laced with harmful substances.
Lots of people.
It is happening more and more.
Yeah.
More and more is a real issue. So we can't believe that this is going to somehow stay up in Europe and the United States. No, it's coming right here.
Right here.
And we better be prepared for it. And when I say be prepared for it, I'm not talking about just how we can deal with it in the media or how we need people here to be able to test them. No, we need to have our health officials understand how to respond to these types of calls. We have to have people at the hotels that understand how to respond to these types of situations, what to do, bam, 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 them kind of things there. Have people understand that, hey, you could call us if something happened, if whatever, if you think,
and you can call us and tell us the truth, so we could safely and effectively deal with it.
Because it's not going to reflect bad. It's not going to reflect good on us. People ain't studying about. You see what the article say? People found dead in the
Bahamas.
In the Sandals Resort in the Bahamas.
Not that exactly. So I tell you, yesterday when I was reading the comments under some of these articles, it's like they didn't even read the story.
You know what it is? People will automatically not feel safe, not only at that resort, but going to the Bahamas.
Yeah, because they're gonna feel like, oh, they're over there murdering tourists.
So we could stay here and we could be like, oh, they do that, they make the decision themselves. But if you don't feel that them actions gonna reflect badly on us.
Oh, that is such a PR nightmare for any tourism authority. You have to now convince tourists that your country is safe for them.
And another thing to do with nobody in the country.
No. You know how difficult that is with people who don't read?
Let me tell you something. You got some places where you see what you're talking about. People, like the resorts actually facilitate you getting what you need and from a trusted source and all of that there. They use that to market it.
Listen,
there's people that there's drug tourism.
Yeah.
Like drug tourism is a thing. Now, I ain't saying that we should get involved in that. No. What I am saying is we need to understand that this is what's happening and be prepared to deal with it. Because just acting as if like it's not happening ain't gonna stop it from happening.
You know, on the bright side, the upside, there's a weed lounge in St. Vincent now.
Hey, lovely.
Yeah.
Lovely.
A newly opened weed lounge in St. Vincent. Let me see if I can find any.
About what year this is? So about 7 years ago, I had that plan and thing, and just that. Yeah.
I know.
It can happen here. You know what can happen? You know what can happen though?
Some white man gonna fly.
Some white man gonna fly in and do it.
Yeah. Usually how things go here.
Some white man fly in and do it. Yeah.
But it says first cannabis cafe opened in SVG. Cannabis enthusiasts on St. Vincent and the Grenadines now have a place to publicly enjoy the herb. The Greenhouse Cafe, which is the Eastern Caribbean's first cannabis lounge, opened its doors. The lounge is open to customers 18 and over. A valid form of identification and a prescription from a medical doctor or the Medical Cannabis Authority is needed to purchase the products. Products on the retail store menu include pre-roll joints for easy $15. What? And
reasonable.
Listen.
Your pre-rolls cost more than that.
I ain't say that now. I'm like, you know. Nobody got a link. and THC tinctures for easy $200. I don't know what that is. So I can't say fix
The
it.
tinctures, I showed you those the other day.
Really? What? There is also CBD and THC oils, vape cartridges, and capsules. St. Vincent and the Grenadines is aiming to be the premier supplier of cannabis, for medical research and recreational uses.
Let me tell you something. If you all don't, we just talking about tourism. If you are for people ain't gonna be flying to SVG in droves now.
So they get a Vinci? Listen.
Okay.
They will. But yeah. Maybe
And then what happen? We're gonna wait and we're gonna fight to compete again.
Yeah. That's the usual. I don't understand, I tell you, there's so many pressing issues happening that we should be focusing on, but yet we're focusing on the wrong things, But anyway.
My thing is, I ain't saying that we need to go do what they're doing. They done on the boat, they and thing and whatever. What I'm saying
But
is,
we could be the second way, I mean.
man, not only that, Jade. Like, we need to carve out our niche. Like they're carving out their niche, Jade. They're carving out their niche. We need to carve out our niche. Like, what is it that we have that makes us unique that we are able to exploit and market?
People.
Venturas.
I think Jamaica might already have that, though.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Rent a bubble then.
Rent a bubble? No, Jamaica probably got those too. Gonna be difficult to find anything with rent and Rastaman in it.
Oh.
That Jamaica can have.
That Jamaica can start off.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, we could probably find something else.
Yeah, we're innovative here. If the bigger heads would only listen sometimes, even like 15% of the time, if they only would listen to us.
Jade, we come on here daily and give them ideas about what to do.
You think they're writing them down in books?
Jade,
For later? Are they ignoring us?
They're writing them down in the same book with the plights of the poor.
So basically ignoring them.
Yeah.
Well, so you go. Let's take a quick break and come back with some more conversation. I have a very interesting piece into a saga that many of us probably has been following over the last couple of weeks. So we'll be back, guys. Stick and stay.
Track is back! Track is back! That's right, track is back! SKN Athletics and Rams present the first ever primary school relay championship. Come and witness over 20 primary schools vie for the title. The championships take place on Sunday, May 15th at the Kim Collins Athletic Stadium from 1 p.m. Tickets are $25 for the Kim Collins Pavilion, $10 for the grounds and stands. Children under 12 pay only $5. Grab your tickets from Rams Supermarket, Bay Road, St. Kitts. It's the Rams Primary School Relay Championship. Check it. Track is back! Track is back! That's right, track is back! SKN Athletics and Rams present the first ever primary school relay championship. Come and witness over 20 primary schools vie for the title. The championships take place on Sunday, May 15th at the Kim Collins Athletic Stadium from 1 p.m. Tickets are $25 for the Kim Collins Pavilion, $10 for the grounds and stands. Children under 12 pay only $5. Grab your tickets from Rams Supermarket, Bay Road, St. Kitts. It's the Rams Primary School Relay Championship. Check it.
I know you told your friend you're not okay. And tell me what's wrong and why you never said you felt that way. Cause you're trying to stay strong and fake a smile until I look away. But I've known you too long, it hurts to watch your blue eyes fade to gray as you fade away. As you fade away.
Yeah, I'm about to fade away. Cause every time I wake up I feel like it's Monday. Something's going wrong with all the chemicals up in my brain. All of a sudden I don't look at anything the same way. Gotta build up of my thoughts sitting in an ashtray. I'm sorry that I'm so inconvenient, okay. Just let me be me and I'll stay out of your way. I can see the way you look at me, I'm such a disgrace.
Hey guys, welcome back to Island Tea right here on Win Media SKN. It's Tuesday, May 10th, and we are jumping into the last half hour of the show.
Indeed, we are.
Crack is whack.
Listen, I swear that's what the ad was saying first. That's why I was like, huh?
I thought it was a day commercial.
Bruh. I said, why?
What are we promoting on the radio?
What is happening? Then I realized they were saying track is back. So shout out to whoever produced that ad. Great job.
Yes,
you got your message across.
Indeed.
So lastly, second to last maybe. I don't know if you. Well, we spoke about it this morning, kinda, and I think you.
Yeah, I've been following it. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there's a development. So in Alabama, a correction officer by the name of Vicky White escaped with an inmate whose name is Casey White, and he was in jail for capital murder.
I just love how everything here just speaks to the whiteness of this case, including the names.
Yeah, man.
But continue.
Well, yesterday I think they were caught either yesterday or the day before, but she died. She is now dead.
Bear in mind, guys, when we say we literally talking about the corrections officer that helped the inmate escape. You want to give a little bit of background?
Yeah, man. So, this correction officer ran away with an accused killer who she helped to escape prison, basically. She basically sold her house.
Yes.
She did sell her house.
Mm-hmm.
And they went on the run.
But you need money. You need money to go out to get away.
Of course. So basically she she booked a fake appointment with a doctor, then volunteered to take she booked a fake doctor's appointment for the inmate, and then volunteered to take the inmate to that said doctor's appointment.
Yeah.
And then everybody just disappeared.
Yeah, they just didn't. Yeah, they weren't seen again for some weeks.
Yeah, the inmate apparently was her boyfriend, or she had a special relationship with him.
Yeah, special relationship.
So yes, she has passed away. It says an Alabama corrections officer who ran away with an accused killer. She helped to escape herself after they were cornered Monday following a week on the lam. Vicky White, 56, and Casey White, 38, who are not related.
No relation. It's the whites. The whites is what they do these things, the whites.
The whites. Were caught in Evansville, Indiana, after authorities rammed their vehicle. Yeah, man, that's a go one. Where's the rest of the article? Oh, okay. I'll find another one because that one doesn't speak too much. But yes, basically, she decided she ain't going to jail.
Let me ask you a question, Jade. I can tell you, to be honest, I was actually rooting for them. I was rooting for them. See, I'm a guy, I love love. Right? I love love. I always support love wherever it's found. Even if it's found in the deep, dark cells of a correctional facility, I support love.
Yeah, man, I know.
When you gonna just decide that you're gonna just take this man out of the despair of prison,
yeah,
and take him away to a place that is filled with love, comfort, intimacy. How could you not support that, Jade? I was really rooting for them. I ain't gonna tell a lie.
I believe you.
I really thought that they were just... And the thing for me too, right, after 1 week, going for 2 weeks, and then they no trace of these people, I said, boss, more power to them.
You know what happened here? Somebody said, tell him, shut up. Listen, you know what happened here? This older lady got some immaculate peen.
You think that's really what it was?
Yes. Immaculate, life-altering, life-changing peen as him.
Yeah,
and she decided she cannot
live without it
in this manner. She rather not live than be without this peen.
Wow.
So she sold her house. She broke him out of jail.
Came up with a very elaborate plan.
Elaborate. Risk income, livelihood, life
Life.
to be with this pain. Yeah, she died from her injury. She shot herself.
She shot herself.
That's why I said she'd rather live without him. No, she'd rather not live without him, actually,
Yeah.
than to just
She rather
see him behind bars. She couldn't take it.
But Jed, my thing is, why did he just go up in the hills or something?
Maybe they were trying to. They just didn't make it. Maybe they were trying to, Azim. Maybe they were trying to make it to the hills, where they can live in love freely.
The man literally like 6'9". The man could kill a bear or something.
Say, yo,
That's enough meat. That's enough meat for the winter.
6'9". This man look like a crackhead, man, like to you. But maybe she just loved that aesthetic, so I can't really judge her.
No, what happened is, right, you have to understand, sometimes you can't judge a book by its cover. I'm sure this man had a very charming personality.
A huge personality.
Yeah, the huge personality is what she like.
Huge personality.
But I
God, please don't strike me with this type of love ever. You don't do that to me. Whatever you do to this woman, whatever you set on this woman, you don't give it to me.
See, things like this does really get on my nerves a bit.
How?
I would have loved for us to be able to have a conversation with this lady. I think too many times, right?
What about this man made you do all of this?
No, just
That's what I want.
I would love to get into the mindset of this lady, and then of course talk to him about how he was able to develop this kind of bond with this lady that would allow her to just put everything up, just risk it all.
Life and
livelihood. Everything. She risked everything
Sold
for this.
her house her house,
Yeah, the reason why you're saying this, right? For me, yeah, we could look at it as like this guy was just so charming, or he made such a good impression, or he made her feel ways that she had not felt before. But also, it might be the opposite, It might be that she was living a life where she didn't have access to this type of
excitement.
No, just love or whatever. Like, you never know. Maybe she just had bad relationships. Maybe she just found it was difficult for her to develop relationships with other people, for whatever reason. And so it made her a prime candidate for for this type of manipulation.
Hannah was just grooming and telling her all the good things.
But I want to hear what he was telling her.
I want to hear too.
Yeah, I got a notebook. I need to figure.
You want to take some notes?
What do you mean?
Because whatever he tell her, boy.
Can we get this? See, and that's the problem I also have with society. We don't give reality shows to the people that really need them.
I know.
These are the type of people we need. We need
you know who does? Netflix. And I know them writers were salivating as him. You couldn't script this as him. Yeah. Netflix done working on it, as we speak, currently. Netflix casting.
I could only hope because a lot of times we just dismiss these people. But we need to try and understand.
Well, Netflix are a lifetime.
Oh, hopefully a lifetime.
Hopefully a lifetime.
Lifetime take things to a level back.
Oh, they're gonna add on. You wanna take some calls and hear what the people have to say about this love story?
Of course. Good morning, caller. You're live on LNT. What's up?
Morning, greetings to you, Highnesses. Everybody had the bush tea already. I hear have in mind.
Of course.
Morning is ganja and sosa, And
well, you're going straight to sleep, but
yeah.
And it's either for you. No sugar, of course. No sugar.
Of course.
It's a honey. Say, whatever the reason for her to do what she did, we want to big up. Yeah, more life to you, darling. More life to you, Mrs. White, Lady White. More life. I know in this circumstances you get have no sting. You will live in another generation, in another dispensation. Yeah, man. And give thanks for sharing the information, aye?
Yeah, man. Appreciate it.
Blessed love.
Indeed.
The man said give
more life. More life, Jade.
This woman died.
You know the afterlife. More life. Big up each one time.
Is this our WhatsApp?
No, but Jade, I can tell you something, right? Sometimes when people are willing to buck the system like this, there's really lessons to be learned, you know. Not so that we could repeat it, but so that we could understand it. And sometimes so we could avoid it.
Yeah, man.
Because the thing for me is that, and again, a lot of times you like to dismiss these things as, oh, this person this and this person that, and oh, she this and she that, or whatever. But the truth is, if it happened, it could be repeated.
Yeah, man.
History will repeat itself.
The boy, weird things like these that happen all the time. Yesterday, I watched a video of somebody having sex with somebody who. Let me don't even.
Well, we didn't watch it. I haven't seen that. But what I'm saying is that a lot of times we. Let me explain to you what's going to happen. The warden for the prison is now going to go and say, guys, we have to increase security. We have to.
So you mean put more victims in the prison?
And what generally happens is they put things in place that aren't really addressing the issue at hand.
No, I don't.
Because they don't take the time to figure out what the issue at hand really is.
Yeah, I don't feel like adding more correction officers is going to stop.
They might be adding more cameras. They might decide, oh, we have to now do a two-step verification when there's... No. Perhaps the real issue here is the fact that you, one, maybe hiring people with certain dispensations. That could be one.
Yeah.
People who are susceptible to certain types of, manipulation.
Clearly.
That might be part of it.
Mm-hmm.
It might be that we allow persons with different taste or different thing to. For instance, maybe you might have to say we have to lessen the amount of women correctional officers in male prisons. Maybe that's part of it.
Yeah.
Right. But you don't know because you if you don't do the real check.
She died, so we
No,
can
but
know.
we can ask him.
He ain't gonna tell us.
I mean,
You think he gonna tell us?
yes.
Why the man ain't telling her nothing?
Of course, Jed.
I make the man love his life die.
You incentivize him.
That's the man love his life.
Jed, you incentivize him. The world needs to know. Get him a Netflix series. He can't tell everything.
That interview.
Not only that, even without that, he probably would just tell her because there's probably a sense of pride to what he did.
Yeah, the man said, I
Do you think the man ain't glad? Do you think the man ain't good for this? They ain't appreciate the 3 weeks he had with the love of his life?
Yeah, but it must. That was probably the best 3 weeks of their life.
Not exactly.
Just on the run.
Bonnie and Clyde.
Bonnie and Clyde. Bonnie and Clyde was terrible, eh?
Baby, if you give it to me, I give it to you. Yeah, Bonnie and Clyde.
Netflix. We're waiting.
Yeah, we're waiting.
We give a solid 2 months.
But I think people really need to just don't dismiss these things. And I keep saying it all the time. It's because we lack empathy in the Jade. Because people don't look at issues with empathy. We distance ourselves from it and go, them. You know, people have said they.
That's it.
They say, they do. They kill another one. They this. But they do, whoever they is, right? But I said, why it is the itch when people call your name? I just twitch. What it is?
You just sneeze.
Oh, but they probably just stay sneezing. Probably think they got COVID.
Yeah, man. By now.
But yeah, we need to start having empathy in these situations so we could look at it and figure out what going on. Well, I don't know. That's what my mind work. I don't want to know. Well,
how you got to this point where you decided?
No, it's just a desire to understand. And I don't have to agree to understand. You understand? I don't have to. I recognize, hey, this is how I'm able to recognize this again if it's to happen.
Bye. Not gonna lie, that was a wild story.
It was a wild story. And the thing for me was how easily they escaped. You watch the video.
They didn't even run, they just walked.
They literally just walked out of the thing. No, they just a cool walk, jump in a car, gone. Jump in a car and gone. Too easy. But it's because people don't expect that to happen.
No, nobody expect for this woman to sell she house and she car and break out this whole man out of jail who is a convicted murderer and go hiding with him.
But why is that something that is unexpected?
Because I guess it's the whole dynamic of a corrections officer doing this. The person that they hire to.
See, to me now, looking at it, that makes perfect sense.
Well, who else going to do it?
But not only that, Jade. A lot of times, what happens is these correctional facilities are not close to cities. They're generally out somewhere.
Workers on a whole island by itself.
Right, so they're usually away from the rest of the population. So what happens is a lot of times the people that work there end up spending a lot of time there. They have barracks, they have living quarters for a lot of the correctional officers. So some of them might only go home on the weekend, that kind of thing. So you spend so much of your time with these men. They're men, they're just men. At the end of the day, they done bad things, but you're not seeing them do the bad things. You know what they done, but you're interacting with them. You recognize that they're more than just the act.
Yeah.
Right? And that's what people don't understand. Like, because you go to jail, all of a sudden, your whole entire life. So if a man do something at 65, you realize that a lot of times what we do, we take the act and condense down the entire life, everything they ever do down to this one single act. Not realizing that this person could be very charming, very intelligent, multiple things. Like, we are complex creatures. So you take these people, they spend so much time in close quarters with persons like locked up. You understand? Of course, you're going to have those kinds of things happening. You're going, like, it's not surprising when I stop and think about it. It's not surprising at all. You see what I'm saying? Not only that, because of the type of job that they do, a lot of times these people are unable to form other types of relationships outside of work because they spend so much time at work.
Yeah, that's true. That's a fact.
But even outside of a situation like that,
Yes, Witty, people do stupid things for love all the time. She was in love, so she broke him out of jail and went to do one with him with the love of she life. About what she love of she life.
Yeah. But I'm saying is, Jade, a lot of times people get close to the people who they work with. This is just an issue of proximity. You're close to these people all the time. You see them, you observe them, bam, bam, bam. Things develop. You know how much workplace romances that happen?
Trust me.
People just find the love of their life at work.
I know. I haven't been in one, but I've known people who have been in one. Been in plenty, and it's ended bad.
Not always. My parents met at work.
Okay, well, not anomaly. I mean.
Good. We have a caller. Good morning, caller. You're live on Island T. What's up?
Yeah, good morning. I don't know if y'all... I want to believe it happened before the COVID, where this man, a prisoner, impregnate either 2 or 3 prison guards.
Yes.
No, exactly what you mean.
You heard about that, right?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Okay, then. Good program, thanks.
Appreciate it. But
the man was just in there spreading his seeds, man.
But Jay, this, again, it speaks to the nature of, and this is what I keep telling us a lot of times, we don't like to look at the causes for these things. Because sometimes when you look at it, it really ain't that hard to understand why it happened.
No.
It's really not that hard. Like and as a matter of fact, when you look at it, sometimes you wonder why it don't happen more. You start wondering why it happen more.
You're in a jail full of muscled, exercised men.
Wait, who's saying that, Witty?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
If you in a jail, a lot of the women out here thinking that, you know what, listen, you know how I know this could happen to a lot of women as them? I spend some time on apps and I see how women lust over these prison men. There are women who literally marry serial killers after they've been caught and in prison.
There's a thing for that. Like
yeah,
that's a thing. Like there's an app where women can go and
adopt an inmate for life.
Serial killers seem to be very, very popular.
Bro.
Very popular.
I've seen women comment, "Oh, I wish she would kill me like that." I'm like, yo, therapy. Therapy. Because ain't no way. Y'all just being turned on by somebody that mutilated multiple women.
Because they understand that there are also other characteristics that are found in persons who are capable of doing such.
You know what somebody said recently?
Right.
And I feel like it's true. If a lot of these serial killers existed now, right? The body count would have been a lot higher, you know.
Jade, they exist now. They're just smarter.
Oh.
Good morning, caller. You're live on Island T. What's up?
So you think like, yeah.
Yes, Jay. Let us not get in. Yes. Good morning, caller. You're live on Island T. What's up? Morning. Okay. Good morning, caller. You're live on LNT. What's up?
Well, I can't hear me read. I don't know what happened there, but anyway, there's another incident you must have read about where this woman got married to a condemned killer. This man was condemned to die.
That happened weekly.
She fell in love. Huh?
That has happened almost weekly.
Okay. Well, then I wouldn't have to go any further there. Okay. Yeah, all right.
Yeah, man. No, that's a thing. No, okay. But let's talk about it, though, Jade, quickly. Again, we are complex creatures. I'm the type of person, I don't tend to, and I say it here before, I ask people this question all the time. Why is racism wrong? Why is racism wrong? Like, we all know it's wrong, but for some reason, people have a problem articulating why is it wrong? Like, what's the problem with racism? A lot of people can't articulate it, you know. They can't articulate it. I think part of it is just because they've never really thought about it. They just they just think, oh, yeah, you shouldn't do that, you shouldn't do that, you shouldn't do that.
Yeah.
But there must be a reason why you shouldn't do that. You can't just be, you shouldn't do that. I think that's one reason. And then the other reason why people can't articulate it is because if we admit what's wrong with racism, then we start having to hold ourselves to a certain standard and wonder if we participate in similar behavior, which is what I think a lot of us do. The reason why racism is wrong is because you cannot, or let's say you should not, base how you treat, act, view persons based on one arbitrary aspect of their character or person or physical appearance. Mm-hmm. So if you're going to judge me based on just my skin color, that is ridiculous. Mm-hmm. So if you're going to treat me a certain way because of this one thing, no, we do it for other things there, you know. Or he's a Rasta man, or he got locks. So you automatically formulate a whole thing about this one person based on your experience, perspectives, whatever, teachings, etc. Why? No, what is? But with why must? Okay, so Witty says this one because it's color discrimination. But discrimination again based on one arbitrary thing, right? So what I'm saying is, when we look at people and we just sum them up based on this one thing, it ignores a lot of who that person is. It dismisses it, right? Though the problem is that sometimes things go hand in hand. So you go and you say, oh, I can't believe this person is a soldier. I can't believe this person is willing to go out and kill people. And blah, 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 blah. But unfortunately, it don't really matter. It depends on how you look at it. That person might also possess personality traits like loyalty, discipline, things that people admire. So people can watch him and say, I can't believe you're going to marry some man who just go out and just kill people. Oh my God, you're terrible. But they ain't recognizing that what you see in that person is something else. Like the person is more than just the fact that their occupation is a soldier. You understand where I'm coming from? And so we look at it like, oh, this person is such and such and such and such. This person did such and such and such and such.
But they're seeing other things.
And people seeing other things.
And that's why.
And a lot of times those things might actually be related. We're complex creatures.
And that's why there's women out here busting people out of jail.
That's why the man sing gunman in her orifice.
And she wanna Zesso. You ever seen a girl say Zesso? Zesso is about gunman. Zesso is about a gunman.
Yeah, it's true.
She said the man got a big lock on the dresser as him. Zessa is about a good man.
No, let me tell you something, Jade. I know women. Okay, for instance, I know women who tell me straight up they don't want no guy who work in an office.
Oh.
They rather deal with a man who is involved in illegal activity.
They like when them gold chain dangling the face and so.
Yep. But they have different reasons. Some of them just like the perceived freedom of schedule.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them like the access to quick money.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Meaning, hey, if I want something, it's $10,000. Like, I know this man, he got to save up for how much months to whatever because he only got this one source of income.
Mm-hmm.
At least my dude could go out and hustle and make that day
quickly
in 2-3 days.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's the kind of, and like, that's the mentality. That's the kind of mentality. No, if a lot of times, if you go back and you look at the women who send these things, they might have come from a certain background where that is something that they were missing, the access to money and blah, blah, blah. Or I know women, for instance, like, because of what their, let's say their father, their uncles, etc. were involved in, they don't have the same stigma attached to certain types of behavior.
No, because it's normal.
Not only that, like men who might not have that same type of occupation, persona, all of that there, might come off as less manly to them because of what their norm is. So sometimes you're watching people and you wonder how she could, oh my God, or how he could, oh my. And you don't know. You don't know.
But you want to take one more call before we wrap up?
Sure. Good morning, caller. You're live on LNT. What's up? These serial killers, like.
You think
they're trying to tell us stop talking about?
I think that's more good.
Yeah. Good morning, caller. You're live on LNT. What's up?
Okay, again, you guys the ship so far something, but I can't follow you. But let me ask you a question. Has it ever occurred to you, or you have this question across your mind, why is it that it appeared to me that black people, the black race, are seen to be the ones who get more racist attitude from other races? You ever asked yourself that question? It seemed to me that white, Indians, Chinese, they all seem to have a problem with black people.
What's your theory?
Well, I really don't know. I don't understand why, because they had other races here. They're saying that the black races were a stronger race in terms of the ability to work hard and last longer than all other races. I really don't know. But when you look back in history, Chinese don't like black people. Indians don't like black people. Recently, you had in Ukraine. They don't like black people. They seem to be their white people. I don't know they are white people. You saw some years ago in China when the COVID, they were throwing out all these black people. Why is it that black people, to me, are the most hated race? Well, in history, that's how it appeared to me. I think because I'm living down here, you probably don't get the information you want to get. But the police in the U.S. beating upon black people. I mean, you're going to tell me whether black people against black people here. But in terms of races, I believe that black people are the most hated race on the face of God's earth. Thank you for your time, man. Good program as usual.
All right, man. Appreciate it. Yeah. Well, I mean, that's a question that I know has been discussed. There's been several things put forward, including like, it's not a matter that we're just the most hated, but we're the most lovable, the most peaceful. And so when you have there's a shift in the dynamic there. Some people blame that on the lack of melanin in other people. Say that if you have melanin, you're more likely to believe in a spiritual power, have a certain spiritual code, and you're more believe in love, and people have all kind of different reasons. People believe that other races see black people as threats. We inherently stronger, smarter, etc. But I don't know.
But they prefer to extract our culture. They don't like us. They like our culture.
We create taste. We are taste. We the taste.
You know.
I don't know.
Maybe that's why.
That's something that you maybe. I don't even know if you'd be able to find the answer now. Good morning, caller. You're live on Island T. This will be our last call for the morning.
Oh well.
Let's take the last Good morning, caller. It's 10, so you're going to have to make this quick.
That's quick.
Perfect.
Ask and you shall receive, friend.
Indeed. But guys, like I said just now, time is fast spent and we're going to have to move on.
Yes, very interesting show today. Very.
Speaks to the fact that the world is glitching and all sorts of things happening that just, are outside of what we would want to have happen.
Can't control every aspect of life.
I'm
Just
telling
have
you.
to go with it.
We could barely control anything. All we could control is our reactions and our choices.
Indeed.
That's all. Outside of that, it's a free for all, guys.
Bye.
A free for all. But guys, we're gonna have to leave. We're gonna have to go. We're gonna have to disembark. But we do appreciate you guys joining us this morning. All you guys who joined us on Facebook, on YouTube, Win Media SKN's website,
Indeed.
And any other digital platform. I mean, we really appreciate you. Big up the bats them one time. Came out in the numbers this morning.
That's how you know we're popping as him.
Yeah, that's how
we
you
got
know.
Bats now.
Yeah, we got bats now. That mean they live making some noise. Yeah. So I appreciate all you guys who've been liking, sharing, commenting. Continue to do so. Build up the family, the LNT family. We're trying to get to like, what the next goal is? Like 1,000 viewers.
Yes.
Let's go to 1,000 viewers.
That's so small.
Yeah.
You think it's so small? I feel like we could do that.
Yeah, too easy.
I mean, we do actually clock us.
I mean live.
Oh.
But guys, yeah, so we really appreciate your support and being a part of it. All you guys who listen on the radio, of course, we appreciate you big time. Make sure you turn it up loud. The callers, you guys make a big part of the show. And of course, our friends in the chat window. Yeah, bye. Y'all really just make the thing, take it to the next level.
Listen.
Take it to the next level.
Love y'all to my heart.
All the people who listen outside of St. Kitts though, special shout out to you guys. I get message yesterday about the fact that me and big up the St. Thomas people who
How dare you?
So yeah, big up the St. Thomas people, the Anguillians. Big up yourself one time and make sure you share it up with all your friends across the diaspora. Those who want to know exactly what's going on in the country, tell me listen, Island T.
Yeah. We're here for you. Jade and Witty don't date no one behind bars unless it's real love vibes.
That is great advice.
Listen, sound advice. I should put that on a t-shirt.
Gawain actually be looking out for y'all.
He does.
Gawain actually be looking out for y'all. We got to give him like
said unless it's real.
Gawain is probably a fave by now.
He must be. He don't listen. Gawain does be on two platforms listening to me sometimes.
Hey, Gawain, big up yourself. But guys, we gotta go. We gotta leave. We gotta disembark. Appreciate you guys so much for everything that you guys do and being here, hanging out with us this morning at Win Media SKN. But before we go, please remember. Jay, do you want to tell them what's coming up today before we do the? We got voices coming up at what, 11?
No, voices is tomorrow, friend. Today's Tuesday.
So there's no voices on Tuesday?
No, there's no voices on Tuesday. But DJ Flames will be here.
Hey, big up Flames one time.
DJ Flames will be here.
Yeah, Flames.
He's been working.
Flames, we gotta get Flames on the show. Flames is one of them.
He hasn't?
I think he has been, but we need to get him back.
Oh, because I'm like, huh?
Cause he have some stuff in the works.
Okay,
well, I'm sure he can come when he's ready to make the announcement.
Listen, he know this is home.
Yeah, indeed. But guys, please remember, spend more time living your content than posting it. And you can't be everybody's cup of tea because you is not a mug.
Or an inmate.
Or an inmate. Wow. See you guys tomorrow.